CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Oldsmobile. Stop by and see what's new from the new generation of Olds. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. And by AT&T, the right choice.
On a chilly December afternoon, Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott among those not suited up for the 49ers today.
Well, I think one thing, Ronnie Lott has bad knees, and he wasn't going to play. They weren't going to play him this week or next week. Joe Montana, when we talked to him yesterday and watched him at practice, he practiced and thought that he would play the first half, and then we got word today that he woke up and he has a little groin problem, and they decided not to even dress Joe Montana today.
Santa Claus made it. So Joe Montana on the active list. If something happened to Steve Young, Joe could head back into the locker room, put on the uniform. He could play if necessary.
Well, they also have a third quarterback, Steve Bono, who is dressed. So I think there's no way that Joe Montana would go back into that locker room and put on a suit and come out here and play in a football game today. No way.
Set to go with the second half. Vern Lundquist and John Madden. Anderson will kick it off. We'll keep our eye on Benny Thompson as the special team star of the New Orleans Saints will head down the field. Dexter Carter. Benny Thompson got knocked backwards and did not make the tackle.
Yeah, but in getting knocked backwards, he started the pile up, though. Watch him. He's going to be the first guy. Watch 37, Benny Thompson. Now, he is going to get knocked, but where he gets knocked to is where the pile starts. Watch. He gets boom. He gets spun around. Now, watch. Everything's going to end up piling up right there.
Spencer Tillman was the giver of the block. Jim Mora said, I'm going to tell Benny Thompson you guys are going to focus on him tomorrow, see if it lights it up.
Well, once you tell a wild man that, then you're going to get a wild man.
Young back into the flat for Rathman. Ankle tackle is made by Toy Cook, who's back in the lineup on Tom Rathman.
It'll be good to see Rathman playing again. I think they got to get him back into the game, get him back in running some and blocking some and catching some more passes. 49ers starting out the same way they started the game, remember, with the no-huddle offense.
Use that to drive 74 yards for a touchdown. Second down and 2. Young pulls up. Lobs it for Brent Jones. It's incomplete. Brent Jones, who took that vicious knock Monday night against the Rams and was knocked, had a concussion, said he went over to the sidelines, and when he woke up, he looked at Ronnie Lott, who was dressed in civilian clothes, and it scared him. He thought he was waking up from a nightmare. He said, "What are you doing, not dressed?"
I know, you could tell just seeing the shots of him on the sideline that he didn't know where he was that day. And George Seifert said he came in the next day and still had a glassy-eyed look about him, and as he was telling him he'd be okay. Here comes Omaha.
3rd and 2. John Taylor.
That was an audible there, Vern. I think Steve Young looked and he saw the corners are off, and he audibleized to Omaha, which had to be just a quick. When you see the corners off, you just, boom, you just pop that receiver out there quick. And, of course, that's one thing, that the 49ers, if they've had problems, and, of course, when you've only lost one game and you're defending world champion, how many problems do you have anyway? But one of them is they're having too many drop passes this year.
Third punt for Barry Hilton. Vince Buck waits for it. That is returnable. Flag is down in the backfield. Buck is down at the 43. Now check the flag, which is back at the 20-yard line, and the reaction from the Saints indicates it will be against the 49ers.
Yeah, but the reaction from Gene Barth, the referee, pointed, I guess he pointed it against the Saints too. But it looks like it's against Harry Sidney.
24 kicking team, 10-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Yeah, that's who it was, Harry Sidney. He's number 24, because he was standing right by the flag. He didn't even start the cover. He just pointed to Gene Barth, pointed to himself and said, "Is it me?"
And it was. Well, things have been so special for the 49ers over the past 3 seasons. The one area that is cause of some concern, this punting game. Barry Hilton's net average on punts is just under 32 yards.
Yeah, he's been a little skitterish, Barry Hilton. He hasn't been a pillar of strength for this team.
High snap. Line drive punt. Looks like a 9-iron. Had a little backspin to it. Stopped only 4 feet from the cup. 36-yard punt. That's
what I like about punters. They start making excuses before they even get to the sideline. Most players make excuses once they get to the sideline. When they see the still, Hilton started out coming off the field making excuses.
Difference in the game, a field goal. It followed a fumble recovery. The Saints have been horrendous at turnovers this year. They are -15 for the season, but in their 6 wins, they're +3. Look how costly turnovers were in the 8 losses. -18. They're even today, 1 turnover for each team. And that's one reason they lead. Oh, boys, he stood up. Pierce Holt. George Seifert said of Pierce Holt yesterday, you remember that cartoon character, the Tasmanian Devil? That's who Holt reminds me of.
It's just like that because his motor runs all the time. You know, and there's no halfway playing for Holt. I mean, he just plays one way, and that's all the way. There's Charles Haley. You can see what they do to him. When you're a pass rusher like him, you're going to get double teamed, and they just stay with him all the time. And then that allows, sometimes you get 2 or 3 guys on Haley, and then boom, Holt's able to make a play.
2nd down and 10. 10-7, Saints lead. Hayward. Keith DeLong makes the tackle on Craig Hayward.
Hey, here's the thing that they're trying to do. They're trying to get a push up the middle. You'll see Haley now is in the middle. They move him right side, left side, and in the middle. Wherever they want to get a pass rush, they put Charles Haley. We saw him come from outside left, outside right, then they put him in the middle. Then he draws the crowd and see 2 plays in a row. He didn't make the play, but the guy right next to him did.
3rd and 3, 4 wide receiver set now for the Saints. 5-man rush, and there's a mix-up. Intercepted by Kevin Lewis. And he's got some room to roam down the far sideline. As there was an obvious mix-up between Walsh and his intended receiver. And Kevin Lewis, his first interception of the season, returned 28 yards.
I think you're going to see Kevin Lewis out here. He's just going to drop back, and as you say, Steve Walsh is in the shotgun, and he's thinking one thing. He's thinking that his guy is going to go to the outside, and when he got hung up there, he just stopped. And I don't know why Walsh went there anyway, because Lewis really had good bump coverage all the way. And if Walsh were looking there, he would have gone to another receiver on that 3rd or 4th step.
That's the 13th interception thrown by Walsh. Well, we talked about turnovers, and here's a big one. Young back. Evades the tackle. Out of bounds at the 11.
And I'll tell you, they just activated Keith Henderson today, number 30, and did he give a block to Steve Young? Although Steve Young gets up shaking out his head, I'm not sure if he wants him, but if we can see number 30, he gets the block that really springs him. You see here, you got to stay in your lanes. You can't go over the top of a guy. Then when he runs, he's a cutback. Now, he has the speed. He's just like a running back in this league. The block right there was the one I'm talking about. Henderson got that block there, and that gave Young another 10 yards.
That's a gain of 31 yards and a 1st and 10, San Francisco at the 11. Young has now run 4 times for 65 yards. Dexter Carter. Vaughn Johnson. And a loss of 3, 4.
Yeah, they're always seems to be when you know, the 49ers, the other thing they haven't done this year well is their running game. And if it weren't for Steve Young running today, they wouldn't have good running stats today. But what happens is when New Orleans has those four line, and there always seems to be one of them free when you try to run to a back. Like that time they get the guys blocked and boom, there's Vaughn Johnson.
Second down and 14. 10-7 ball game. Saints lead. 10:33 to go. Third quarter. The 49ers trying to convert the Kevin Lewis pass interception into a score. Jackson hits Young, and the ball is picked off in midair by Michael Simmons. Motion call against the 49ers.
Motion, 81 offense. Coming refused. First down.
It was Ricky Jackson coming from the near side who hit Steve Young.
Yeah, you're going to see him coming from here. Now this, because he's left-handed, this now becomes his backside. That was one of the things that Ricky Jackson was saying, that he never gets to rush from the backside. But when you play a left-handed quarterback, you do rush from the backside. And see the difference? Steve Young didn't see him and didn't feel him.
There's the ball in the air, and the rookie Michael Simmons camps under it. The Saints get the ball back.
What is that?
Look like a bunch of old timber. Take a break, guys. I'll make a phone call.
Don't touch anything. I'll be right there. We've got a major find here.
The two worlds of archaeology and architecture seem to have collided today. The place is literally crawling with activity. And from what I understand, time is limited.
I think this might help you.
Oh, yes, it does.
Sean, it's a face. It's a face.
Keep your hand.
Hey, who's this?
Introducing holiday specials from Kentucky Fried Chicken, just $9.99 each.
So, really, what do we owe you?
What do you give a man who has the look, the touch, the smile? Preferred stock from the House of Stetson. The new, the now, the gift. Preferred stock, the extra smooth cologne for an extra special man.
Seems to me a new car warranty should cover the entire car for many miles. Now take Ford Taurus. Its basic warranty ends at just 12,000 miles. But the basic warranty on the new Cutlass Supreme goes a bit farther. Like from New York to L.A., back to New York to L.A., 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 to New York. Plus a trip to Anchorage, Alaska. Cutlass Supreme with its bumper-to-bumper plus warranty. Here's one car that does it all and does it right. Hey, Dad.
This is the new generation of Olds.
A devastating crash. While others stand and watch, a young mother risks her life to pull a stranger from a burning car.
Help me!
Rescue 911, Tuesday.
There's got to be the title of a movie there somewhere. Fuji blimp overhead, providing the aerial views of Candlestick Park in the Bay Area. And a good crowd, a sellout crowd, and most came, honored their tickets. It's a 10-7 game following the turnover, and Steve Walsh will throw on first down for the Saints. Left side behind John Tice. Well, let's see what's happening to the Giants in Phoenix. We'll go back to Greg Gumbel in New York.
Vern, here's what's happening. Jeff Hostetler quarterbacking the Giants today, replacing the injured Phil Simms. 44 yards to Mark Ingram. Watch him slide the last 4 yards into the end zone. 17-7 Giants, 7.5 to play, third quarter, Vern.
All right, Greg, among those teams still alive for a wild card spot, the Phoenix Cardinals, but if they lose today to the Giants, they're out.
There's Steve Young talking on the telephone saying that he never did see Jackson coming. You got to block your backside.
Modest figures for Steve Walsh. He's 8 of 19, so he'll hand it off. And the tackle made by Keith DeLong on Gil Fennerty. 6-yard gain.
This guy McIntyre, he's going to the Pro Bowl. He was one of 5 49ers voted to the Pro Bowl.
Surprised there weren't more?
Well, yeah, I was kind of surprised. You know, anytime you pick a team, there's always talk about, Fagan could have been a guy and Holt could have been a guy, and the guys that just blow out their shirts usually get in the game. McIntyre had a blowout in there. I think anytime you get the Pro Bowl, though, you can always think of guys that should have made it.
3rd and 4. Walsh back, stunts by the defensive line, and again a mix-up on the pass. Receiver went one way, ball went the other. It'll be 4th down.
This 49er defense gives you a lot of different things to look at. It was really tough for Steve Walsh because they give you different coverages. They play zone, then they play man, then they play different forms of nickel, and every time they're in a different front. They never give you just a base. So every down is a different look.
That is Benny Thompson getting ready to go down under Tommy Barnhart's punt. John Taylor relinquished punt return duties to Don Griffin a moment ago. Now he's back. And this is a good one. Taylor. And the tackle downfield made by Vince Buck, the 2nd-round draft choice of the New Orleans Saints. 49ers get it back, but they still trail by 3.
This isn't what you think. It's a new kind of cold relief. Introducing fast-acting, better-tasting Tylenol Cold Effervescent. Strong non-aspirin cold relief from Tylenol. The only effervescent cold medicine that speeds 2 cold medicines to your sneezing and congestion, while it sends Tylenol pain reliever to your aching body. New orange-flavored Tylenol Cold Effervescent, part of Tylenol's complete cold relief line. Nobody cares for your cold like Tylenol Cold.
My dad knows all about space vehicles. He directed me to the new Oldsmobile Silhouette. Its looks are stellar, and the interior is perfect for the enterprising family. The modular seats pull out easily. There's a place for everything. Compared to other forms of space travel, Silhouette is the logical choice. Right, Dad?
Eminently logical.
This is the new
Silhouette. Travel in space and style. What's that fragrance you're wearing?
Make a statement without saying a word.
The Black & Decker Air Station. It has all the pressure you need to inflate anything. Fast. The Black & Decker Air Station. Always at your service.
Randall is surging, Reggie is sacking, and the Eagles are playoff bound. By the time they get to Phoenix, they could be soaring next Saturday.
10-7 Saints lead it. Kevin Fagan and Pierce Holt on the sidelines. John said both probably deserving of the Pro Bowl. Watch Benny Thompson on that punt return.
Well, you know, anytime you get your best cover guy, he's going to be double teamed when he's out there. This thing, he lined up in the right. The ball was kicked to the left, so he really did a good job of covering, but the ball was kicked the other way.
Rathman gets the handoff and bolts up the middle. Sam Mills makes the tackle. Well, let's go back to Greg Gumbel and check in on New York and Phoenix.
Vern, the Cardinals came right back against the Giants. Tim Rosenbaugh will catch Ernie Jones coming across the field, and watch Jones do the rest. 68 yards and a touchdown. That's the longest play from scrimmage for the Cardinals this season. It's now 17-14 Giants in the 3rd, Vern.
Greg, we've got a 3-point game here as well. New Orleans leads it. 1st down and 10, San Francisco. Toss to the right side, Dexter Carter. Vince Buck makes the tackle on Carter.
Yeah, I was kidding Carter yesterday about all the pads he wears, and he has them all on again today. I was saying that's tough when you're a punt returner to do that. He said, well, I won't wear the elbow pads. And then,
well, as a matter of fact,
elbow pads on.
You asked him when he realized he was a professional athlete, and what did he tell you?
He said when I was talking about him in a preseason game that he was wearing too many pads to be a punt returner.
2nd down and 9. Brett Jones in motion. Young, one-upper. Well, what's going on the sidelines of the 49ers?
Well, you know, nose tackles take care of each other. We know that. Now look at Jim Burton. He got that stuff, that silicone or that grease stuff. He's spraying it out there. Look, he even has it covered like you're trying to hide it. Look, see, he got it. He's spraying that stuff so that the guy can't grab and hold him. And then he's going, oh, no. They caught me in the act. But that's just that they've already kicked Michael Carter out of the game, made him leave because he had it on. So now Bert has a bottle. He's spraying it on Kugler.
That's something he learned from Ric Flair, the wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those are good things. Those are good tricks. Good street moves.
Young. Whoops. No flag. Brett Maxey may have gotten away with one.
I think so. We'll see here. You know, one thing, Jerry Rice is so open that if he would have just stayed there, he would have been a lot better. When he saw how open he was, if he would have just sat there and waited or worked back, he would have had a better chance. But he kind of drifted right into Maxey.
So Barry Hilton on the punt for the 4th time. 10-7 ball game, 7:49 to go. Third quarter. Returnable again. Buck with a double spin move. And that gets him out to the 45-yard line. So the San Francisco 49ers still trail, and the Saints have the ball back.
This is how the roomy new Cutlass Supreme SL looks after traveling 300 highway miles on just 10 gallons of gas. And this is how Honda Accord looks after the same challenge. Well, if it hadn't run out of gas 20 miles back, you'd see that it's smaller and it's blue. And next trip, Dad, it's yours. Who says you can't get great gas mileage in a roomy, comfortable car? Cutlass Supreme is one car that does it all and does it right.
This is the new generation of old.
Only one antiperspirant in the world helps keep you so dry with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. Only one deodorant in the world has so many odor-fighting ingredients with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. There's only one Old Spice.
When you rinse first with Plax, normal everyday brushing takes on a whole new meaning. Plax, clinically proven to remove more plaque than brushing alone.
Who needs dorm life that's way too formal? Who needs soda pop that tastes too normal? Who cares about good taste? I know it tastes good. Why the best things always so misunderstood? Just give me what the doctor ordered. Just what the doctor ordered. Hey, give me a Dr. Pepper. We want it. Hey, whoa, Dr. Pepper. The taste of sweet powder. We love it.
Olympic Winterfest premieres, featuring the U.S. Open Professional Figure Skating Championships. Have yourself a Merry Christmas on CBS Sports. Ho, ho, ho.
Candlestick Park, San Francisco. Chilly day, 38 degrees at kickoff. One of the colder games ever played here. 7:35 to go third quarter. New Orleans with the ball in the lead. I'm Vern Lundquist and John Madden. Saints with playoff aspirations yet alive. If Dallas loses next week and New Orleans wins here and at home against the Rams, they would be in.
I want to watch Pete Kugler on this play and see if that spray stuff Bert put on is working.
See if he slips any. Flag is down. Gil Fennerty with the carry for 3 yards.
I don't know what they call that, but I think they call it silicone. I think is what it is. And you see, here's Kugler. Now, he got it on his jersey there.
10-yard penalty.
One thing,
still first down.
They can still block him, but they can't hold him. In fact, I think that's the penalty. They're trying to hold him. They thought the guy had the silicone on him. They went for the silicone. That was a good move. You see, Bert sprayed the silicone on Kugler. Dombrowski knew he had the silicone, so he tried to hold him when he got caught. Boy, the things that go on in a football game, down there in those pits.
Dear me. First and 20. Walsh is 8 of 20. 9 of 21. Another flag is down, and it was after the pass was thrown, roughing the passer against the 49ers.
And I think it's going to be, again, now Kugler, now watch why they put that spray stuff on him. you'll see the hands are going to slip right off him here. You see right there, he tried to put the left hand on, and it just slides right off. See the right hand slide off? Look, you just can't get those hands and keep them on there.
94 defense.
Here's the roughing right there. Right there in the back, that's Charles Haley, 94 defense.
So the unnecessary roughness or roughing the passer call on Haley. They tack on the 15 yards to the end of the pass play. And that gives New Orleans a first down at the 49er 45-yard line. First and 10 by 6:43 to go, third quarter. 70. Matt Millen, number 54, with Keith DeLong and Kugler getting there, -2 on the carry.
You know, if you're going to run inside, you are not going to get by there if you don't get Matt Millen blocked. I mean, Matt Millen will take on the blocks and then boom, and then play off it. There's DeLong there. He's right in there. He makes the tackle. Millen coming straight down the line. There's Kugler, Romanowski, the whole bunch of guys. But that's what Matt Millen is in there. He's best at attacking the front, attacking the guards.
Well, Matt Millen, who has assumed the role held 10 years ago by Jack Hacksaw Reynolds when this decade of excellence began with the San Francisco 49ers. Second and 12, Walsh back, chased, sacked. First sack of the day.
I don't know why those guys are congratulating each other. They didn't do anything. The two guys that did it are Fagan and Holt. The two defensive linemen in there, you know, they're always competing against each other, and they're two good friends, too. But you're going to see 75 come from one side, 78 come from the other side. Haley was there, boom, boom, right there. Of course, the guy that made Walsh bring the ball down was Charles Haley.
Third and 22. Loss of 10 on the sack, and Walsh will go out of the shotgun. 9 of 21. For 112 yards for Steve Walsh. Four-man rush. Walsh deep in the middle. Double coverage, knocked away, incomplete. Eric Martin, the intended receiver.
Well, you see they have man-to-man now. The man that when you have a guy sitting there deep, a safety sitting there deep, then you can run underneath him a little. And that thing was double covered all the way. It's tough being a quarterback in this league, though, on third and long. I mean, it's tough for any quarterback. You can say Steve Walsh, a young quarterback, but that's tough for an old quarterback.
Hasn't been a day of punting excellence. Here's Tommy Barnhart. Eric Davis is back to return the punt this time, so the third punt returner used by the San Francisco 49ers. Kevin Haverdink on the Saints sideline. His team leads by 3.
Miami battles Texas. The Mobile Cotton Bowl Classic, New Year's Day.
In time, all definitions must be revised. But when it came to redefining luxury, it wasn't a Webster, it was Oldsmobile, the all-new 98. Now you can have anti-lock brakes, fuel-efficient power, computerized suspension, technology found in cars costing thousands more, which by my definition could be the greatest luxury of all. And you can always take a Webster at his word.
This is the new 98. Luxury redefined.
Generation of Olds.
I didn't want to be the first, but when I heard how many other guys had already tried Rogaine, I did too. Now I have only one regret. I just wish I'd tried Rogaine sooner.
For more information about Rogaine with minoxidil, see your doctor or call this number.
If you're wondering whether Rogaine is for you, call this number, and we'll give you an incentive to find out. A certificate worth $10 toward a consultation visit with your doctor. Call 1-800-556-4800.
Freedom, freedom.
Lady Stetson. Independence. A declaration of independence. Wear it.
Tots, the premium choice.
Yeah, here's Benny Thompson now, number 37. Again, he's doubled. Now he's going to have a chance to make a tackle because the ball is kicked to his side. But see how he plays those hands and arms and keeps playing the guys off, and then boom, gets in there and makes the tackle. He's a good one.
49ers 1st and 10. They trail 10-7. John Taylor with the catch at the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 3 yards.
You know, I think that we may be seeing John Forcade now. On that last pass, Steve Walsh, I think, just made up his mind. He was going to throw it there no matter what. Part of that is out of inexperience. Part of it is frustration. Maybe the Saints are realizing that Walsh is getting a little frustrated against this defense, and maybe they ought to make a change.
2nd down and 7 for the 49ers. 4:25 to go, 3rd quarter. 10-7. Saints lead. Harry Sidney gets the give on the left side. He's out to the 36-yard line before Pat Swilling makes the tackle. That's a gain of 6. Swilling is a name we haven't called much today, which means Bubba Paris is doing a good job.
Well, I think so. I think you have to give Bubba Paris credit because Pat Swilling's a Pro Bowl player. And, you know, he's a guy who's always going to be making a lot of tackles, putting pressure on the quarterback. And Bubba's done a good job over there on that left side. And Bubba's is having a good holiday season, and he's hard to get around. I mean, you know, but he has good feet. He's moving pretty well. He's doing pretty well.
3rd and 1. That should be good for the 1st down. A gain of 3 for Harry Sidney, and Piggy Goff makes the tackle.
If we look at Steve Young and the pressure the Saints put on him, they've sacked him 3 times. They've made him hurry 7 times. They've knocked him down 4 times, and they've caused 1 fumble. That was Ricky Jackson when he hit him in the back.
And again, if you joined us late, Joe Montana did not suit up today. He's on the sideline in street clothes. Steve Young has gone the distance, his first start of the year. 1st and 10. For the 4th time. The tackle made by Ronaldo Turnbull.
And I'll tell you, Pat Swilling, you have to give credit there. He did make it happen because he took that inside and he takes a spinner on Bubba. Now watch him. Here's Big Bubba here, 77. And what Swilling hit, now see him spin. Now he gets the inside. Now that move there, that spin move, is the one that flushed Steve Young out of there. So it was the spinner by Swilling on Bubba that got Steve Young on the flush.
And for Ronaldo Turnbull, his 2nd sack of the day and 8th for the season in his 1st year with the Saints. Ricky Jackson coming from the left side. Young up. Jackson almost gets it. And the catch is made by Ron Lewis, number 83. That's a gain of 14. But not enough for the 1st down. The ball down at the 45.
Yeah, Ricky Jackson was talking about you know, he would like to be in the Pro Bowl too, but playing the left side linebacker is a tough thing. He said because you're always rushing into the quarterback. He said the quarterback always sees you coming, and then he gets rid of the ball before you get there. He said most of the guys who get the sacks, if you look in the leaders in sacks, will come from that right defensive side.
4 wide receivers set on 3rd down. Quick pass delivered over the middle, and this time the short game is not turned into a long game by Jerry Rice, and that will leave the 49ers needing a couple for a 1st down.
I think you have to give credit to the Saints defense that they haven't allowed that big play by the 49er offense. Their goal was to come in here and do a good job at tackling and don't let Taylor and Rice beat him, or Taylor or Rice beat him.
Vince Buck back to return the punt of Barry Hilton.
That's the way you hit a nose tackle on the head and say, attaboy, Pink.
It's either that or give him a shot of silicone, one or the other. Ball is down at the 20-yard line, and we'll see if there's a new quarterback coming on now for the New Orleans Saints. And some scattered boos on the day before Christmas Eve for Barry Hilton in that punt.
Well, he's had a terrible day. I mean, it wasn't just that punt. I mean, Barry Barry Helton as a punter today has stunk.
John Forcade, who lost his job to Steve Walsh when the trade was made during week 4. It was Forcade who took the place of Bobby Hebert and became a folk hero in the New Orleans area late last season, but who struggled early this year, and he's playing for the first time in quite some time.
And I think the reason they took Steve Walsh out is because this 49er defense has just frustrated him.
Hayward on the handoff from Forcade. And yet New Orleans still leads 10-7.
Well, the 49ers offensive team hasn't been able to get anything going, and the Saint defense has played them well, and they always play them well.
Just magnifies the kind of problems. There's Steve Walsh's numbers for the day, 112, and this was a coach's decision. Jim Mora deciding to put Forcade in, see if he could strike a spark of some sort.
I think he probably doesn't want any more of those interceptions. Sometimes a young quarterback starts throwing them and can't stop.
Now, Forcade can run much better than Walsh, but in this instance, Greg Scales can't catch it very well.
That was the softest pass I've ever seen. I've never seen. That was a little. That was a little popper out there or something.
Charles Haley limping.
Well, he has a bad knee. Charles Haley is playing with a torn cartilage, and it's something that bothers him all the time, and they'll probably have surgery on it in the offseason. Charles Haley is right here. Let's watch what happens to him on this play. See, right there, he gets it. He gets cut.
Saw Dennis Brown come on, ask Haley if he wanted to come out, and he said no. 3rd and 8, flag is down, and the play whistled to a stop. They'll bring it back.
I'll tell you what, Charles Haley doesn't want to come out because he's mad.
Ball start, 61 and 65 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's Hilgenberg for Pillow.
I think one thing you want to do, Charles Haley is one of the most dominant defensive players in this league, and I don't think you want to make him mad. It's, you know, like, you don't want to make Lawrence Taylor mad. You don't want to make Reggie White mad. You don't want to make some of those dominant guys mad. You don't want to make Richard Dent mad. I think they just made Charles Haley mad.
He's lined up at an angle on the left side. Here comes Haley against Brock. Forcade clicks it out. Again, one hop. And a flag is down at the 5-yard line.
Let's watch Charles Haley here. He's going to start on Brock, start up, then he's going to use his own spinner, then come back in, then he can't find a quarterback, then he starts to go to the outside, and by then, Forcade's gone.
Offense, penalty refused. 4th down.
So Haley will get a chance to rest. The penalty against the New Orleans Saints is refused. Forcade and his teammates can't get anything going, and Tommy Barnhart is on to punt. He's not had a day filled with excellence either. There's Haverdink, Dombrowski.
Now, part of it can be this wind, too. I mean, Candlestick is not a pleasure to punt in.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with our score, New Orleans 10 and San Francisco 7. Our coverage continues after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This is CBS.
The legendary name in outdoor fun now brings you a new sport. With more muscle than Ford Explorer, advanced stopping power, with a grip that holds tight for extra security. The affordable new Jeep Cherokee Sport. Why buy an ordinary 4x4 when you can own a legend?
See your Western Pacific Jeep and Eagle dealers, where you can always expect the best.
Kyoto Steakhouse. Japanese cuisine prepared in traditional teppanyaki manner. Translated, you'll be treated to tender beef, succulent seafoods, and juicy chicken, prepared at your table in a most entertaining manner by master chefs. As you watch, Kyoto chefs perform for your palate as well as your entertainment. Everything you choose is prepared to your satisfaction and served from hibachi to your plate. Kyoto Japanese Steakhouse. Experience it once, and you'll return time and again. 6002 Fairview.
This promises to be a most extraordinary decade. A time of great change, abroad and here at home. turn to a news organization with unparalleled perspective on the world and one that brings it home. Join Dan Rather and the CBS Evening News weeknights at 5 and the Channel 2 Eyewitness News team at 5:30, because the world isn't getting smaller, it's getting closer. Jim Brinson, Eyewitness News.
Downtown San Francisco on this chilly December afternoon, the Saints and 49ers, we begin the fourth quarter. Vern Lundquist with John Madden. New Orleans up 10-7, a day in which Joe Montana is not suited up for the game. Fourth down, Tommy Barnhart will punt it deep to Eric Davis, rookie cornerback at the 50. And pretty good downfield coverage. A flag is down as well. That's a 33-yard punt, 5 on the return. Well, let's check in on Benny Thompson again.
Well, you know one thing, he's going to start off wide, and when the ball's kicked, he's the only guy that can go. And you know that the 49ers are going to have 2 on him, and the 2 won this one. I mean, they're doing everything to him. I mean, they got him grabbed and hit and pulled and pushed and done everything, but one thing they did is they kept him from getting downfield.
Number 45 of the receiving team, post-possession foul, 10-yard penalty, first down.
If I was Benny Thompson, I'd go find Jim Burt and say, give me a squirt of that stuff.
Give me a spray of that stuff. Although they caught the guy.
Rathman, 1-yard run, put the 49ers up. Scales, a 5-yard pass from Walsh, evened it up. All of that in the first quarter. And then Anderson's 30-yard field goal following a fumble recovery by Dexter Carter, a fumble by Dexter Carter. 10-7, we've been there since halftime. 14:51 to go in the game. And Steve Young and the 49ers 60 yards away. Carter, Rathman tries to get a block, but good defensive job by the Saints. The plane's as old as I am. Maybe older. Shot from the blimp, the Fuji blimp. I know how much you want to get in the cockpit of that thing.
Oh, I've never. That's one thing, I always stay on the ground. You see those wheels?
Yeah.
Those wheels on mine will never leave the ground.
You know, between that plane and those guys out there in the bay a while ago on the jet skis, we've got alternate modes of transportation for you.
Yeah, and you wonder why they're not watching the game.
Young, caught by Brent Jones. That's a 49er first down at the 44-yard line, a gain of 16.
You know, Young has had a dull part here. He had a great start. Remember that first thing? Boom, 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 all the way down the field and a score, and then that's been it. And he hasn't been able to do it, you know, to put plays together. And when we talked to him yesterday, the 2 things he was worried about was a live pass rush. He said you missed that in practice. And the other thing was putting plays together. And he started out putting them together and really hasn't done it since that first drive.
First and 10, 49ers. They trail by 3. Young finds Carter out of the backfield. And Dexter Carter down to the 33-yard line. The tackle made by Milton Mack. Well, I'm sure you've noticed the small decals of the flags on the back of the 49ers and the Saints today. Every NFL team is wearing the flags now as a symbol to honor our troops in the Middle East. There they are. Another first down for San Francisco. They've got the ball at the 33. 10-7 with 12:54 to go. And the Saints must win today and next week and get some help from Atlanta if they hope to get in the playoffs. If they lose today, they're out. Dexter Carter. And he's down to the 25-yard line. Sam Mills makes the tackle.
Yeah, you hear the 49er fans cheering on that thing. just a running play. I mean, it's been so long that, you know, that the 49ers really have struggled with their running game this year, that whenever they get anything that looks like it may be a 7 or 8 yard run, they kind of get excited here.
This looks like a crowd in the Midwest today, bundled up.
Yeah, well, they've learned. They've had all week to learn how to bundle up because, like I said, this is the coldest weather in the Bay Area. And I've lived here most of my life. It's the coldest area weather that I remember.
Second down and 2. Rathman. That should be enough to pick up the first down. Well, we asked the 49er public relations staff if they could go back and find a colder day in which the 49ers had played here, and they haven't been able to find one. So I guess we could say it's the coldest day in which a game's ever been played.
Oh, yeah, it is. I know it is. But there's been worse weather here. I mean, I remember some rainy days here, and you know, and some windy days here. This is cold. Cold isn't bad. The worst weather to play a football game in is windy weather.
Motion in the line, and there are no flags, so no contact made by the defensive line as they came across. That's a gain of 4.
Well, of course, the defense can move as long as they don't make contact and get back before the ball is snapped.
Second down and 6. And the season may be on the line now for Jim Mora and his New Orleans Saints. 10:40 to go. They lead by 3. The 49ers threatening. Steve Young with 65 yards and the rest of the team 58. Just to underline what John was talking about.
And a good part of that 58 they've just gotten on this drive.
Second down and 6. 10:24 to go. From Sam Mills, but he gets inside the 15. Well, let's go back and check in with Greg Gumbel once again and see what's happening with New York and Phoenix.
Well, Vern, you saw the 10-point New York Giant lead. Here's what happened on 3rd and goal from the 4. Jeff Hostetler pulled it down, ran it in. The extra point gives the Giants the 24-14 lead early 4th quarter. Vern?
10 minutes to go in this ball game, and our score 10-7. Now they'll bring the chains out to see if Young was able to get the first down.
I know one thing. I know that the 49ers, because they've clinched everything. I mean, the 49ers have clinched their division. They've clinched home field throughout as long as they win. They would like a victory here because that's just the way you play the game. I mean, pride, competitors, and all that. But the last thing they want is an overtime. I think that right here with a score 10-7, that they're all hoping to get to 7, that they don't have to settle for a 3 or get into an overtime situation.
George Seifert said yesterday we have an obligation to the league to play well, but I think there are limits to that obligation.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, you know, the obligation to the team, the organization, the fans, and all that stuff. But the main thing you want to do is come out of these games healthy.
3rd down. Oh, boy, I don't know. Somebody in that pile saying, what a hit, and it was Sam Mills that delivered it.
Yeah, and I think he's a little wobbly, too. I think someone went and grabbed Sam Mills. I think Sam Mills hit that thing so hard that he may have knocked himself out or hurt himself. But watch 51 come flying into this thing. There's 51. Boom, does he take off and deliver that thing. He knocked Rathman sideways on that one. Watch this. Rathman's going to come square shoulders, and he's going to get knocked sideways. There's no way that he picked up that first down unless they give him a good spot, which they didn't.
They did not. It's 4th down, and that was literally helmet to helmet for Sam Mills and Tom Rathman.
And this brings up the possibility of overtime. I know there's plenty of time to go, but they stopped in there and brought up a field goal situation.
Michael Koper, not the greatest of seasons for Koper. He's 21 of 32. Now 21 of 33, having missed that 59-yarder just at halftime. This will be from 30 yards to tie it up. It's a 10-10 ball game. First score of the second half. 9:24 remaining. Saints and 49ers are dead even.
Chrysler announces the golden advantage. Cash back of $500 or $1,000 on Dodge Caravan and Plymouth Voyager, the gold standard of minivans. $1,000 or $2,500 cash back on Jeep Cherokee, the gold standard of four-wheel drives. And $300 to $3,000 cash back on other Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, and Jeep Eagle gold standards. The Golden Advantage. The savings are like the quality. Good as gold. Hurry, savings end soon.
In response to continued demand, we proudly bring you the Nikon Teletouch 300, a camera that significantly reduces red eye.
Iron cologne for men.
Oh, here we go!
You're dust, baby.
Zombie blitz! How you like me now, baby? Got good life insurance?
Call 911! This game summary is sponsored by Levi's 505, 506, and 540 G's.
Joe Montana, Roger Craig, Ronnie Lott did not suit up for the 49ers today. Steve Young has led the 49ers in rushing. Turnovers are even 2-2, and that indicates we should be close to dead even, and we are. And Christmas greetings from underneath the Fuji blimp.
Well, the blimp is up there where they can see the North Pole. And they saw, the blimp saw Santa Claus just leaving. So for all the kids that are waiting for Santa Claus to come the 24th to 25th, Santa Claus is just leaving right now. Just as we speak, he's just leaving the North Pole.
There's the kickoff. Penalty out to the 36-yard line. Fuji Blimp, by the way, will be joining CBS to broadcast the 49ers' first playoff game, and that, of course, will be here at Candlestick as the 49ers have earned the right to the home field advantage throughout. There's Greg Cox.
I'll tell you, there's a good special teams player, too.
Yeah.
Greg Cox, and he's been not only a special teams guy, but, you know, kind of a nickel situation player. Played for the 49ers, went Plan B with the Giants, and back with the 49ers. Greg Cox is a certified tough guy.
John Forcade is on in relief of Steve Walsh. Has played one series so far. And here's his first pass to Fenady. It's incomplete. Forcade now 0 for 3.
John Forcade is one of those guys that played in every league. You know, they got that stat where he's played USFL. He played, what was that league where they played inside the roller ball?
Arena ball.
Arena ball. He
Right.
played that. He came in the strike. He played with these guys. He's been all over. Wherever there's a football game, John Forcade will go play it for you.
Got his start with the 49ers, or rather the Saints, during the strike. He was a replacement player in '87. Played at Ole Miss, of course, and lived in the New Orleans area. Across the middle, caught by Hayward. And Ironhead gets it out to the 44-yard line for a gain of 8.
What I like about Ironhead, he's a big target for you as a quarterback. I mean, you look in there and you say, who do I see downfield? You go, oh, look at the size of that 34. I'll throw it to him. Yeah, you talk about a running back that fills out a 34. There has never, in the history of football, been a bigger 34 worn than this one.
I bet he's not a 34 around the middle.
He's not a 34 anywhere.
3rd and 2. Forcade in trouble. Goes deep, left side, incomplete. Intended for Brett Perryman, and Don Griffin was there and gets a greeting from Matt Millen.
You almost got a broken back from Matt Millen. If you talk about guys, if you like guys and you like emotion and stuff in football, you have to love Matt Millen. I mean, he's one of those guys that just has fun playing the game and gets excited about the game and the play and every game and every play, and that's the way it should be.
Now Barnhart will try and get something of a positive nature. That's a line drive punt. Eric Davis to return at the 20. And he is down at the 21-yard line. So the 49ers tied it up last time they had the ball. They've got it back. It's 10-10.
Number 5.
Everywhere you look, there's a reason to use Visine. That's why there are now 4 different Visines to get the red out and provide just the relief you need, no matter what causes the irritation. So now, look no further than Visine.
What's this? Bunny slippers?
Of all the last-minute gifts you can buy, one's appreciated more than all the rest.
Wow.
McDonald's gift certificates.
Thanks, Mom.
McDonald's for holiday fun.
This is Motor Trend's top 10 pick as the best American sports sedan buy. And this, the best American econo sport. And this, the best American minivan. All of which have one thing in common, the name Dodge. Dodge Spirit RT, Shadow ES Turbo, and Caravan. Joined by yet a 4th top 10 selection, the 300 horsepower Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo. Welcome home, America, to the winner's circle.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep, and Eagle dealers, where you get the advantage. Chanel, creator of distinguished fragrances for men and women. And by the U.S. Army, where you get an edge on life. Be all you can be.
8:09 remaining in the 4th quarter in Candlestick. A tie ball game. The Saints and the 49ers 10-10. Steve Young started in place of Joe Montana. And he is in the cockpit again. Will throw on first down. Bubba Parrish gets swung again. There is a catch and a fumble. And there was no whistle. That'll be Saints ball at the 40-yard line. Vaughn Johnson comes up with it.
Hey, the 49ers had 2 of the 3 things you had to go. They had good pass protection, good throw, and of course the 3rd thing, after Brent Jones caught it, he fumbled it. Watch the pass protection. See how they form the pocket? And then Steve Young can step up, finds Brent Jones right there. That's the same type of hit in the same area, right around the hash mark area, that he got hit and knocked out Monday night. Now, I'm sure he's a pro, and you don't think about that. And that's not the reason he fumbled it. But that reminds me of that play that he got Monday night.
That's almost eerie how similar that play was. They are looking at the replay to determine if the catch was made and then the fumble.
You know, it's interesting. I guess the New Orleans Saint coaching staff saw enough of John Forcade. That's a fumble. That came out. They're reviewing that. But Steve Walsh is back in the game.
Official, the call stands. First down.
Steve Walsh back in the lineup. Forcade giving 2 series of plays. Could not move the 49ers. So Walsh, who has modest numbers today, is back in at quarterback. Tough to run against San Francisco. Matt Millen with the tackle.
Well, it's tough to run against Matt Millen. What they do is they try to run that counter gap play where they pull a guard and a tackle. And when you pull a guard against Matt Millen, he runs through. You see, if the guy will flow, then he's okay. But if you pull and the guy runs through, then he gets penetration. You darn near can't pull. And Matt Millen is the best at running through on a guard pull that there is.
2nd down and 6. From the 36, tie game. 7:19 to go. Finnerty again. That will be just short of the first down. Dave Waymer makes the tackle, a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 1. And the Saints are 1 of 9, their last 9 third down conversions.
Of course, that's a thing that got them, but their defense has played outstanding today. I mean, they have really played on pass and on run and down there on that goal line, that short yardage, forcing the 49er to a field goal. This New Orleans Saint has played playoff-type defense today.
Anderson waits to see if he's going to be needed, and time is called as the play clock winds down. So the Saints use 1 of their 3, and Steve Walsh heads over to the sidelines. We have 6.5 minutes remaining, currently tied at 10 apiece.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. Quarterback Joe Montana and wide receiver Dwight Clark gave the 49ers one of pro football's deadliest passing tandems. Close friends and roommates off the field. On the field, Montana and Clark could almost read the other's mind. As individuals, they combined on the throw and the catch. Together as teammates, they made the 49ers the best they can be.
Chrysler announces the Golden Advantage. Cash back of $500 or $1,000 on Dodge Caravan and Plymouth Voyager, the gold standard of minivans. $1,000 or $2,500 cash back on Jeep Cherokee, the gold standard of four-wheel drives. And $300 to $3,000 cash back on other Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, and Jeep Eagle gold standards. The Golden Advantage. The savings are like the quality. Good as gold. Hurry, savings end soon.
Join us Saturday. We begin with the NFL today, 3:30 Eastern time, and then exciting NFL action as the Philadelphia Eagles, led by Reggie White and Randall Cunningham, travel to Sun Devil Stadium to take on the Phoenix Cardinals to conclude their regular season. It all starts with the last word before kickoff Saturday. Well, the jet ski is growing.
I tell you, we have seen every means of transportation here. We've had blimps, boats, airplanes, jet skis, and what else do you have?
3rd and 1. Hayward. That should be enough for the first down at the 30-yard line.
I don't know if it is. It's going to be a spot thing. If it's not, it's going to be because of Dave Waymer. It looked like Ironhead had it, and then Waymer came in and knocked him backwards. So it's going to be interesting to see where they spot. Watch it. It looks like he's going to have it. Watch when he gets through there. Now watch right there. Waymer comes and hits him sideways. So if they give him the spot before Waymer got there, it'll be a first down. If not, it'll be 4th and short.
What do you think?
I don't know. I won't even think. Depends on where the guy put his foot down.
1st and 10.
I think it's going to be a first down.
Oh, thanks. At the 30.
They just leave those things. See, when they're done with them, there's one of those Polaroid things. You know, the pictures of the defense and the offense. They just take it right out on the field with them.
George Seifert looks on. His team tied 10-10, but they've had 3 turnovers, the most recent of which was Brett Jones' fumble. Black is down. Gets a couple to the 28. This could be an offensive penalty. Yes, it is.
I think Ironhead was leaning a little. I think it was a little like Bubba Paris. Once you get that weight going forward, it's hard to stop it.
Illegal motion, number 24 moved while a man was in motion. 5-yard penalty, replay the first down.
Well, they said it's number 24. Now watch what happens. You see him right there? See him there. See, the motion is there is okay, and now you got 2 men in motion. See right on top of the screen there? See, it just goes from a stance. Boom. Right there. They got old Ironhead.
Cost them 5, and that would mean if they don't gain another yard, a 52-yard field goal for Anderson to try and break the tie. Morton is 3 of 3 from over 50 this year, but they'd like to have it a little closer. Here's Walsh. Looks down at the crossing pattern. The pass incomplete. Intended for Hobie Brenner. It'll be 2nd and 15.
I didn't know that he didn't have something outside of here. It looked like he had Floyd Turner out here on the outside. He was looking for Hobie Brenner inside, but I think he would have been an interesting shot had he taken a look outside at Floyd Turner.
Second and 15. 10-10 ball game. 5:29 remaining. Saints must win and must win again and have Dallas lose if they're going to get in the playoffs. 49ers, of course, are home throughout. Finnerty. What an unusual play for 2nd and 15, and they get 13 of it. Make it officially a 12-yard gain.
Well, he got right in there behind Stan Brock, right in that right side. Watch him on the left side of the screen there. He goes in the middle, bounces off. This is the thing that Finnerty does. He always keeps his arms and legs moving. And then he hits inside. Watch him, he's going to start inside. There's nothing there. Then he'll slide to the right. See him slide to the right a little here. He'll slide a little to the right. Then he'll take one more bounce to the outside and then turn it up on the corner. That was kind of a three-dipper. That thing started inside and ended up on the sideline.
3rd and 3. Have to hurry to beat the play clock. They do. Walsh back, short drop. Deep in the corner, left side. And there's the timing that was disrupted, and it'll be 4th down. Perryman, the intended receiver. And Walsh now 9 of 24.
There was Holt and Fagan and Roberts in there that time.
Well, who better to call on than Morton Anderson? And this should be a 40 or 41-yard field goal. He's 6 of 9 for this season. And this will officially be a 40 to break the tie.
I'll bet you Morton Anderson had his wish. He'd wish that he was kicking this one at home.
Yeah, indoors. Not in the swirling winds of Candlestick. But then when you can cut right through the wind and knock it home, the Saints retake the lead.
And it all started with the turnover. I mean, I think that if the Saints win this, it's going to be their defense, because on one end of the field, that big 3rd down play where they stopped them and forced the 49ers to kick a field goal. Then getting this thing all started with that turnover. Remember the Brent Jones hit turnover that they got. So the defense, the Saint defense, has really played well today. That's how a coach helps a kicker.
And it cut through. It's a 40-yard gain. Field goal.
You say those kickers are out there all alone, baloney. They got that coach here making those moves for them.
This game is presented by authority of the National Football League, and this CBS telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of CBS, the San Francisco 49ers, and the National Football League is prohibited.
You know, I know that there's no way that they would want Joe Montana in there now. I mean, once you make a decision the guy's not going to play, he's not going to play. But if you were in this situation and you really needed it, there's the guy you would want to have a hat on his head instead of a smile on his face. There's no one better in these situations, these, you know, last 2 or 3 minutes of a ball game, you know, when you need to win the game.
4:43 remaining. Anderson's 40-yard field goal, the difference now between the two teams. And again, New Orleans #1 in the league at covering kickoffs. This one will be a touchback as Dexter Carter has it go through his legs, and then Spencer Tillman drops to one knee for the touchback. Well, Joe Montana, most recent honor, was the Sportsman of the Year by Sports Illustrated. He's been on the cover a few times. 8, as a matter of fact, I think.
Well, I think when you talk about Joe Montana, was there for a while, is he the best quarterback in football? And you have to say yes. Is he the best that ever played the game? I say yes. So, you know, being on the cover of Sports Illustrated, maybe he'll be on there before it's all over twice that many times.
Has a chance to lead this 49er team to the Super Bowl again, a chance to become the first team to win 5. First and 10. Steve Young, in the meantime, getting the full game under his belt today. Play action pass. Young gets right under Turnbull. And then it keeps going out of bounds at the 39-yard line. A 19-yard gain for Young. Let's check in once again with Greg Cumberland.
Well, Vern, Steve DeBerg and the Kansas City Chiefs are charging into the playoffs. They secured at least a wild card spot in the AFC West with a 24-21 victory over San Diego. 2 touchdown passes, 250 yards throwing for DeBerg today. Let's go back to Vern and John.
All right, Greg. Well, DeBerg did it throwing the ball. Steve Young is leading his team in rushing now, 89 yards on 6 carries. A 13-10 ball game, 19 on the last scamper, 4:25 to go. Out to the 42. Vicky Goff makes the tackle.
Well, you know, one thing the 49ers we see here have 4 minutes, so that's plenty of time because they not only have that, but they have all 3 of their timeouts. So the thing that they need is first downs, and I think this is the thing that, you know, when we talked to Steve Young yesterday, he was most concerned about was not being able to make a play here and there, but being able to make plays and put them together, and that's where he struggled today.
Had that brilliant opening drive, but it's been a bit of a problem for him since. That ball caught, one-handed grab by John Taylor. It's a gain of 6. Out to the 45, or 4 making, I beg your pardon. And that will leave a 3rd down.
And that's the thing that the Saints have said that they had to do, that, you know, John Taylor is going to catch those kind of passes. Jerry Rice will catch those kind of passes, but when they catch it, when they catch those little 3 or 4 or 5 yard back, boom, tackle them right there. And the Saint defense, again, has done that all day.
34. San Francisco, 7 of 14 on 3rd downs. That one is batted down and incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Pat Swilling thought he had the interception.
And I think the 49ers have to punt here. You know, you say you go for it on 4th down. The fans would like them to, but again, 2 minutes, 59 seconds. You have all 3 of your timeouts. Your defense is playing good. They aren't going anywhere. You know, try and get a good punt. Now, your punter hasn't been having a good day. I'll admit that. But I think you want to punt the ball, try and get a good punt, let your defense play, and get a new set of downs.
Here is Barry Hilton, under a 34-yard average on his first 5, the longest of which has been 37. That's a bad one. A flag is down. Vince Buck has it on 1 hop. And he is out to the 30-yard line if the play stands.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is they're taking the footballs out there, and these guys are punting bricks. I don't think they're punting a cowhide.
Not pigskin, huh?
Pigskin, no. I think they're punting bricks, or they're filling those things with rocks.
Illegal formation for the offense. They had 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Penalty refused. First down.
So you saw New Orleans will refuse the penalty and now try and control the ball for the final 250. They need at least 1 first down.
Yeah, that's the thing that they're going to want to do now, is just try and get first downs, take the time off the clock, and make the 49ers use their timeouts. The 49ers have 3 timeouts. The Saints are going to want to keep the ball running and make the 49ers use those timeouts.
And this is, just in case you joined us late, not a meaningless game for the New Orleans Saints. Here's Fennerty. Spins out to the 30-yard line. Well, let's go back and check in with Greg Gumbel once again.
All right, Vern, Tim Rosenbaugh's thrown his 3rd touchdown pass of the day, 3 yards to Ricky Prohl. Just over 2 minutes remain. It's 24-21 Giants, and Phoenix has recovered the onside kick. Let's go back to Vern.
Well, how about that?
That's going to end up a tight one there, isn't it? Like we have here.
See, it was under 50 degrees in Phoenix today.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, I think with the Giants there and with the 49ers here and with the Bears, all these teams that are in the playoffs, you don't want to limp into the playoffs. You want to go in there strong. You want to go in there playing your best, and I think that's why these games are so important.
Timeout was called after the last play, called by San Francisco.
The 49ers have clinched everything. They have everything going. I think this is big for the Saints. Maybe not even a playoff berth as much as just getting back to playing good football and feeling good about themselves and maybe ending up with something that will carry them over into next year.
Second down and 5. 13-10, New Orleans trying to stay alive in the playoff hunt and hand the 49ers only their second loss of the year. Kennedy ganged up and dropped at the 35. No gain. Johnny Jackson led the way.
See, that's why the Saints have to get a first down here, because now the 49ers have used their second timeout. So if they can get a first down after the 49ers have used their timeouts, then they can really run the clock out. If they don't, then the 49ers have one more timeout, plus, of course, they get one at the 2-minute warning. Plus, they get one on the punt, a change of possession. So even though there's one, they really have the 3 more timeouts.
Well, that's the bad news for the Saints is their third down conversion rate today, 2 of 11. Including one of their last 10.
And of course that has a lot to do with the 49er defense too. I think that the 49er defense is generally an underrated defense, and specifically third down defense. They have a great third down defense.
3rd and 5, 2:33 to go. Steve Walsh, 9 of 24. Just misses. Roberts just misses. Is it caught? No, it is not. It'll be 4th down. Floyd Turner claiming he made the grab. Incomplete pass.
Floyd Turner better watch out that he doesn't get a penalty here.
Tell.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from there. He's saying that he caught it. You know, and then one, you know, you have to say, did he catch it? And then 2, when he caught it, was he in bounds?
And needless to say, they are looking at the replay right now to see if Floyd Turner made the catch. 4th down.
The replay official is reviewing the play.
Tommy Barnhart, who may have to punt on 4th down, waiting to see if the play is overruled.
After further review, the call stands. Incomplete. 4th down.
So the Saints will have to punt. And Eric Davis waits for the Barnhart punt. Davis. Tommy Barnhart makes the tackle. For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS and the game between the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers. I'm Bert Lundquist along with John Madden. Our score is 13-10 New Orleans. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast and in the Mountain Time Zone. Here's the run back by Eric Davis And it has put the ball at midfield, a 13-10 game with 2:11 to go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if the 49ers don't get a touchdown here. If they get in position, do they go for the field goal or not and go for the tie and then put themselves into overtime?
Young at the 42-yard line. Sam Mills with the tackle. We have reached a 2-minute warning. The New Orleans Saints lead it by 3, but the 49ers are driving.
Dodge led the way. They were the innovator. The rest of them are trying to catch up.
Steve and Linda Little came home from Honda. Jan Garnett came home from Nissan.
They put the customer in mind when they've made it.
Dodge Caravan, now redesigned and made safer than ever with ABS brakes and all-wheel drive. So it appears we will own roads and hearts for years to come.
A lot of things came close, but nothing was a Caravan.
Welcome home, America. Come see what we're made of.
In redefining the laser printer, IBM made it 33% smaller, with 60% fewer parts than the old standard. Could that be the reason it's also 25% faster? IBM laser printers. Suddenly, nothing else measures up.
Soggy first date, huh?
He's really funny, Linda.
Oh, you smell great.
Emerald. I got a raise.
You pay.
This is going too well.
We've been dating 6 months.
7.
Let's stay in tonight.
Linda, I think he's the one.
Final 2 minutes of this ball game between the New Orleans Saints and the 49ers. San Francisco, after that punt return by Eric Davis, now has a 2nd down and 2 at the 42-yard line. The pictures from on high taken by the Fuji blimp. 2nd down and 2. 49ers trail by 3 points. Steve Young on in place of Joe Montana. 2nd down and 2. Young flushed out of the pocket, has the 1st down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 8.
And now we remember we're already past the 2-minute warning. The 49ers only have 1 timeout left. That's why they don't want to burn that timeout. Ideally, you would like to save that for the field goal if you need it at the end.
Get him, Rick. Get him, Rick.
Dropped by Carter to the 26-yard line. That'll be short of the 1st down. A gain of 9. Milton Mack with a tackle. Well, the season's on the line now for the New Orleans Saints. They must win today and must win next week and get some help, or they're out of the playoffs. And the 49ers are threatening to take the lead. Here's Young sliding down at the 20.
Yeah, it's still going to be interesting if George Seifert will go for a tie here to go into an overtime, or say to heck with it, let's just win it or not, but let's not expose our team anymore. We already have everything clinched. Joe Montana, of course, isn't suited up. Roger Craig isn't suited up. Ronnie Lott isn't suited up. Jim Burt. Do we expose our players more than we have to? This is a very interesting question.
Put yourself in George Seifert's spot. What would you do?
I would keep playing. I would go if it got to a point where I had to kick the field goal. I'd kick the field goal and go into overtime.
Seifert 30-3 in regular season in his 2nd year. 2nd down now with 53 seconds to go, and the 49ers 1 timeout left. Fumble! Dexter Carter's 2nd fumble of the game. Saints have it. Seifert's unhappy. Angry is a better word. It has been a Dexter Carter problem throughout the year.
I'll tell you, it's one thing that You want to say George Seifert has all these things won. Did he want this one? He wanted that one. Now, I know he's going to second-guess himself in that situation. Should Dexter Carter be running the ball, or should it be someone like Rathman? These guys here haven't had a lot to smile about, a lot to be happy about, but there is a happy coach with a lot of relief.
And on the other side, the contrast, anything but. Timeout called by the 49ers. That's their last one. Let's go back and check in once again with Greg.
Well, Vern, it's all over at Sun Devil Stadium. Lawrence Saylor helped the Giants put the clamps on Tim Rosenbaugh and the Cardinals. The Giants win at 24-21. They get that first-round bye and the first week off during the playoffs. Vern?
Well, that eliminates another wild card team as well, Greg, and Jim Mora's team just might still be alive.
And I'll tell you, it's been a while since I've seen Jim Mora that happy. I mean, you talk about a guy who has been tight and with one fumble just loosened up a lot of his parts. That's Jim Mora.
Final 15 seconds. Charles H. Milton and Ed Gorin, the coordinating producers of the NFL. Today's game produced by Bob Stenner, directed by Sandy Grossman. NFL Today, Eric Mann, producer, directed by Duke Struck. David Winter, our senior producer, and Ted Shaker, the executive producer of the NFL on CBS. We'll be back in just a moment.